Of Ocean's Pit, Twisted Tuesday. It is Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. It is April 8th. And getting ready for Easter coming up in about a week or two. Then we also have got spring right around the corner. So we're in a good mood and we're here on Tuesdays. Thank you guys for joining us today. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the military, and everybody, all our veterans who fought for our country. Thank you for making our country great. And especially it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show, whether you're watching during your lunchtime hour or you're watching it on all 4 different social media outlets. All right, so we got my good friend, Mr. Everett Dean from St. Louis is going to be our guest. He's going to be coming on about 12:35 after the weather, talking about the big shows he's got coming into town. Now he's going to be at the Arcada Theater, the Speakeasy, May 2nd and 3rd. That's Everett Dean and the Lonesome Hearts, and that's going to be 2 nights at the Speakeasy. And then he's going to be back at the theater for the Rockabilly Show on June 22nd at the Arcada Theater. Is going to be with Rick Lindy, Johnny Lyons, and Rosie and the Rivets. And he does an incredible Elvis, and he does all that great Rick and the moves, and he's got it all down. And he's also got Elvis Meets the Beatles. His band comes out dressed as Elvis. He does Elvis, and he's got the backup band. And they take a break, and they come back, and all of a sudden he's John Lennon, and he's got 3 other guys doing the Beatles. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it is very cool, and he hasn't brought that to Chicago yet, but he will. All right, it's showtime. Let's go to work. Ow! Thank you, Richie from Seventh Heaven, for putting that little ditty together, and I appreciate it for our intro. All right, it's here today, Twisted Tuesday. Carol, how you doing over there? Where are you at today, right now, as we speak?
I'm in my downtown Joliet studio this week at work.
There you go.
Yeah. I just
You're moving all the time.
Yeah, I'm always moving, and sometimes I do it from someone's dining room. I make it happen. I don't know what the
truck stop. We'll do it at a truck stop today.
Listen,
yeah,
if they have Wi-Fi,
whatever, right?
I'll do it. If they have Wi-Fi, I'll do it.
We'll
So,
do it.
Yeah, it's all good.
That works. Yeah, that works out perfect. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're here on Twisted Tuesday, folks. And let's get right to our good friends, of course. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, small engine repair, free pickup and delivery, and free diagnosis fee on all tune-ups. Save $55 the entire month of April. Scott's Mulch, lowest prices of the season, only $2.99 a bag. Red, brown, and black available. Ego Battery Power. That's right. Free battery event with purchase of Ego Power 56-volt. Select cut, touch, drive, self-propel lawnmower. You get a free battery as well. And don't forget the Eco Battery Power free battery event. Also, when you purchase the Eco Power 56V 76.5 handheld blower, 16-inch string trimmer, that also get a free battery with that. And that's the whole month of April. That is Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And I'm telling you, when you want to get some good deals, Ace is the place to do it. Of course, you got that blower thing, which is very, very cool, especially for the leaves and everything that's coming out. So make sure you go get down to our good friends from Ace Hardware. All right, yesterday, thank you all for tuning in yesterday. We do appreciate it. Tomorrow, my good buddy Joe Catafio will be joining us. from Jade 50s. He's been in music for many years, was on American Bandstand. Anyway, he's got a tour called Magical Mystery Tour doing, where Joe's going to take everybody down to London, England, and actually go through the whole Beatles stuff. So he's going to be our guest tomorrow as well. Carol will be back on Thursday, and then my good buddy Michael from Industrial Drive will be with us on Friday. All right, so I did something I did yesterday. You know, I love going to movies, Carol. I love going to movies.
Yeah.
And there's not too many good movies that I like. So if it's not a dinosaur movie or it's not a monster movie, I don't go see it. I don't like the scary, really, gory, bloody shit. Yeah. So I went to see something I didn't say I was going to see. I am not a supporter of Robert De Niro because of his political views, but he's still an incredible actor.
Yeah.
Even though I went to the theater, I went to Yorktown to see Alto Nights, which is a story of Frank Costello and Vito Genovese. He plays both characters. It was a good movie. Not a great movie, but a good movie. It was the only one in the theater. But here's the thing about, I don't know if you've been to a movie lately, but now you walk in, you have to buy your own ticket right when you walk in. The only person that's there is the guy to take your ticket, rip it, give you half of it, and then you go to your seat in whatever theater part it is. And then your popcorn or your pop, you have to order your popcorn on one machine.
What?
You got to order soda at the other machine. And then you got a duo if you want the popcorn, pop, and candy, $24.99. And that's it. You don't see anybody until it comes out. One guy comes out and gives you your stuff. So everything is done manually now, which is really weird.
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of weird. When's the last time you've been to a movie?
Obviously too long, because I didn't have to do that. There's maybe at different stores, they have it differently. The mall, I guess. I don't know. It was less than a year ago, maybe.
Yeah. Well, this was at Yorktown. I haven't been to this theater in years. I usually go to Streets of Woodfield, and it's fine. It's like a normal, you buy your ticket, but there's somebody there to give you your popcorn or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Interesting stuff. So tonight, I'm going to, my sister's birthday was the 27th, my sister Tanya, and we couldn't go because I was on the cruise. So, and now that the Engelbert Humperdinck thing has been moved for me, since we can't do it because of Engelbert's changing the thing, but I'm going to get a chance to meet them tomorrow. So I'm excited about that, even though I won't be able to play for them tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm taking me and my wife are going to take my sister Tanya out for her birthday tonight, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what have you been up to, Carol? Everything good? Hey, seeing you on Saturday, and thank you so much for that shirt. Boy, you really called it out. I mean,
I did. Listen, so I took, Friday, like just a quick recap of my weekend, because I don't get out that often, but this past weekend I was able to. Friday went to Taverna. On Thursday I saw Daniela and Regina, which was awesome. It was a very chill evening. I do like, it was relaxing. Had some nice espresso martinis there. And then the next day, we had a few different things to do. I went to Rosemont Theater for this I Love the 80s and 90s tour, which is the old house music. They all perform there. That's my thing.
How was that? How was that? Good?
Awesome. It was great last year. It was my first time. They did it last year, the first time. It was great. We had great seats. We stayed for about an hour and a half, and then we came by you. And it's the sad thing is I did not really have much to drink when I came by you. And I was still like, I think everybody thought, wow, did she have some cocktails? I was like on fire. A couple times you're like, calm down, because I was
That's
on
okay.
fire.
Hey, you were having fun. That's all that matters.
It was packed, but I took Gianni. Well, I didn't take Gianni. I went shopping for Gianni. I got him a ton, like a new wardrobe almost. He's lost a lot of weight, and he's also still growing. So he's like 6'1". And I keep complaining that he dresses, I hate to say like he's homeless, but he dresses like that half the time. And I said, I can't even look at you. Like, I'm going to get you new clothes, and you're going to look nice. So I got him. I spent a ton of money on him. I was at Marshall's, and I was walking. There was clearance items everywhere. So I was going nuts, just throwing stuff in the cart. And I looked at this shirt.
That's the best. I love that stuff.
It's the best. And I'm looking at all these shirts. I was in the men's section, and I was looking for Gianni. But then I saw this shirt, and I was like, no, Gianni wouldn't. And I'm like, who? This has Tony Ocean's shirt name written all over the shirt. I could not pass it by. It was And it was, I mean, it was on clearance too. And
Yeah,
I thought, is it
yes.
weird that I'm going to get him this shirt? But I thought it was the
No, that
coolest
was
shirt.
very nice of you,
And it
man.
looked,
Very nice of you.
it has your name written all over it. So I figured I'm going to bring it in and
Well, thank you.
hand it to you. So I got
I
to talk
thank
to
you
your
very
mom.
much for that. I can't wait to wear it, especially when it gets a little warmer out.
Yeah.
And because I love those Charlie Sheen. Well, they're bowling shirts, but they're
Right.
actually made famous by Charlie Sheen. But then in The Sopranos and a lot of the mob movies, they wear them. And
Right.
that's all my summer attire. That's all I
Yes.
wear.
I
And
mean, I'm
I
glad you
get them
like
out
it.
I get them out of New York, so very odd that you can find one here in in Illinois. So
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you like it.
for that. All right, let's get boy. We got a lot of stuff here that's coming up.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio, 49 years old. Now, as a woman, were you a big DiCaprio fan when you seen him? Did you guys think he was hot? He was the guy, was the blue eyes, blonde hair. He's a good actor. I didn't care for him when he was younger, but as he got older, he's a great actor.
Very good actor, yeah.
He's worth $300 million. And he put out saying that he doesn't date any people
under the age of what, 18 or over the age of 18?
He only dates people under the age of 25. His girlfriend right now is 19 years old.
That's just gross. I'm sorry. You know what? Nothing screams little man syndrome or midlife crisis and every other crisis than that. I'm sorry, but that's gross.
Well, he's 49. What midlife crisis? He's 49. Like he's still young, right?
Still, I mean, that's something. You look at, you got money, you got looks, you're famous. Why you got to go for 19-year-olds? I think that makes you look like just disgusting. Actually,
I think it makes you look like a perv too.
It
now,
does.
when he said 25, okay, 25, 49, not that bad, bad. But he said he only dates them under 25, so 25 is his limit, and she's 19 years old. And more power to her, I guess. I don't know. More power to her. What does the parents think? I mean, let's be honest. Carol, you got to say you meet whatchamacallit. He's 80 years old. Still good looking guy, got cash. Hey, Ma, this is my new boyfriend. I mean, how does that come? I mean, hi, kids, meet grandpa. I mean, my new boyfriend. I mean, how does that work?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to lie. At this point in my life, I already told Gianni I'm going to start pimping him out to be like a just to take women out, not to do. I told him not to do anything with them, but just be just like arm candy, right? Just they want to have company. And I said, you're about in that age range, and he goes like, but I don't know if they're famous, they got lots of money. Listen, I don't know.
I know it's a different world out there, Carol. I know it's a different world because nobody gives a shit anymore. The morals are gone, obviously. And then, stuff that makes news is, crazy. I mean, the stuff that's making news. Here, Drew Barrymore finally comes out and says that she's gay or she's bi or whatever she is. I mean, but who cares? I mean, first of all, I always liked Drew Barrymore. I thought I didn't care for when she was little. I thought she was cool because she looked like she speaks from her heart, from her mind.
Yes.
I mean, there's no phoniness with that woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know and you never seen her with. I know she had some relationships, whatever through the years, whatever it was. But she finally comes out, and it makes headlines. Ooh.
But nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you're gay, straight, bi, nobody cares.
No, and when someone comes out, that means to tell me that for years that they were miserable, that they couldn't say it to people, or their close friends knew, but to come out on national television or come out anywhere and say, this is what I am, it's got to be a big relief to people that's been hiding that shit all these years. And some people are still afraid of it. But, it's good, I guess. Now, be out, be happy. I think everybody should be happy that this is the way it is.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? I agree with you 100%. Let's see who's watching here. If anybody, yes, they are. Okay. Robert De Niro, Sugar Daddy, Jill, how you doing from Indiana? Kim Peterson, LaFew, John Natali, Diane, how are you doing? Yeah, haha, meet Grandpa. There you go, Diane. I hope you're doing. But share like some young too, Boyd. You're absolutely Mel Lennon Reed. I hope you're being a little older is one thing, Mel. I'm just talking about when it's 50 years younger. I mean, come on, 49 and 19 could be a little crazy.
What do you have in common? And can you meet the expectations of a 19-year-old. Listen, at 50 or 55, I don't know. God bless if you can, like, get it, I guess. But that's something
No,
that
I
comes
I
to
agree
mind.
with you 100%. I mean, guys, when you get to a certain age, there's either a pill or a shot now. People
Right.
are taking to do whatever they got to do. You remember
Yep.
at 19, this woman is ready to roll,
Hmm.
besides,
Yep.
so who knows? Kathy, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Frank Guido, yeah, I'm ready for another cruise too, buddy. We had a great time and I'm waiting for another one, buddy. I hope you're doing well. You're watching Ocean Spit Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. Okay, let's see what we got here. The new, a brand new. You like Las Vegas? I don't care much for Las Vegas. When was the last time you were there?
That was a long time ago, but I did like it. I was over 25 years ago. So it was fun. I had a good time. My mom left me. She likes to
Yeah,
gamble.
yeah.
I don't. So it was fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, when I was playing up there, I liked it because it was still kind of old school, and
Yeah.
it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
That new Hard Rock Casino now they're building up there right now. $7 billion are spending on this new casino. $7 billion, a new Hard Rock Casino, which is going to be coming to Las Vegas. Wow,
7
yeah,
billion.
it's just crazy. TMZ is at it again. Terrence Howard, he's an
Mhm.
actor from
Yep.
Chicago, playing a lot of different plays and
Mhm.
movies and stuff. Claims that P. Diddy wanted to have sex with him. Have you heard
Yep.
about this
Yes, I
story?
did. Mhm.
I mean, yeah. Now the question is, why didn't he come out when P. Diddy first did it? Why wait till this guy's in trouble? That this is what I don't get. Why? I mean, it's not like he's going to hold his career back.
Right. I don't remember how long ago he said it, but he didn't mince any words in the one interview I saw him. He was talking to it was that Patrick Bet David. I really like this guy's podcast, Value Entertainment. But he was talking to him and there
Yeah.
was no holds barred. He just flat out said it. I think he kept his distance from him after like that started coming out, and he was trying to with him strong arm him maybe. I think he just kind of kept his distance and stayed away. I don't know if he knew he was doing anything with younger kids or anything like that, but there's a
Right,
bunch of
right, right,
freaks in
right, right.
Hollywood. They probably meet, there's freaks everywhere in Hollywood. I don't think it's anything, new out there, to be honest with
No, I think it's that Hollywood has always
you.
been
Yeah.
like that with with that clientele of people like
Hmm.
that. It's just back when they had no social media, it was all hidden, but they all knew that shit
Well,
was
yeah.
going on. And now it's just now it's like no big deal. It's like having a cup of coffee or
Hmm.
whatever it is. But
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. I don't know. And I was just saying, I was going to a movie theater, and Netflix came out and said they made a quote. One of the CEOs of Netflix came out and said that the movie theaters are done.
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
over. Um,
Yeah.
I can see that happening. I mean, but there's still a great experience of
Yeah.
going and seeing the big
Hmm.
screen and now these no comfortable chairs and
Yep.
kicking back. So I hope they don't go away, but the quality of movies that are coming out aren't that
No.
great. You know what I
Netflix
mean?
actually puts out some really good movies. I have to say, they
They
really
do.
do, like, their Netflix originals. Some certain movies I've watched, I've really enjoyed them, and they have all the A-list, actors in them. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad. I mean, remember Blockbuster was so popular when you would go
And I
pick out
love
your movies, like,
Blockbuster.
nobody knows
Yeah.
that anymore. It's not even, they have no
No.
idea. So it's a more of a hassle to kids and people these days because they have everything on their phone, on Netflix, on this, on YouTube. It was sad when Blockbuster closed. I was really sad because
I was
yeah,
very sad. You'd go there on Monday or Wednesday was new
yeah,
movie
yeah,
day. And you couldn't wait to get it. And I'll just wait till it comes out. So I
yeah,
love that. Franny, Jeff Hunt, what's up, Jeff, my brother? We got to go out next. I'm thinking next Tuesday, Jeff, before you take off on your road
mhm,
adventure. We need to go out and have a cocktail, buddy. All right. So adult film star Anna Beatrice dies having sex with two men over a balcony. Now she's having sex as an adult film star. This is what
yep,
they do. There's a scene on a balcony. Two guys are getting her, and she falls off the balcony and dies. Now you want to. you try not to laugh, but it is kind of funny in one way. But I also feel bad that someone has passed away, obviously.
Of
But
course.
two guys are giving it to her on the balcony, and you think somebody would have been a little bit more protective there.
I mean, they should
So
have had something at least to break or fall down. You think you have stuff down there if you're a couple stories up. Or, I mean, obviously
yeah,
they don't
you
use stunt
figure
doubles in porn, so I don't think
no.
they do.
No, or exactly, set up the old
Right.
mattresses, whatever the hell it was to protect the
Exactly.
poor girl.
Right.
So,
That's sad, but
unbelievable. Yes, that's crazy. Felicia, come stai? Patrice, how you doing? TikTok. Hear about TikTok. Now, I'm not into
me
TikTok. I know a lot of
me
people are. China backed out of the sales. They were thinking about selling after Trump put the tariffs in China. And then, of course, now they have a week to find a United States
mm,
buyer, or they will end TikTok forever, or whatever it is. I know they claimed it before they took it off, then they gave them 75
right.
days to come up with a. Well, the question is that when that's 75 days, why has nobody bought it?
You know,
That's the question.
that's a good I think that's a fair question. I mean, conservative aunt. We've talked about him before.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
they banned his account on TikTok, and
Yes,
that to me, it really really upset me, obviously, and so many other people. I thought this was supposed to be uncensored, open forum, all these different things. And what does he I've seen such worse things on there. I mean, horrible things. All he does, first of all, he's hilarious. He talks about politics. So
yeah,
what? A lot of people have political
sure,
views that
sure,
people, but
sure,
because
absolutely.
he's making so much sense, because people are following him, because he's actually
Yes,
making a difference. And he was actually recognized by the Donald Trump administration for,
yes,
influencers that they're still doing it.
yes.
They're shutting it down. He'll come out somewhere else for sure. He's so
Well, you know what? That's what I mean. I know he's still on
yeah.
Instagram, and if you go to if you go to X, because X will let you say
Right.
whatever you want on
Right.
X, formerly
Mhm.
Twitter. So, and conservative Ant, I met the guy who's been on my show. He's the son of
Yes.
Danny Ramundi, our sax
Yeah.
player in the main
Yeah.
event band. And it was sad that that
Mhm.
happened because I like his show. I love what he says, love what he
Absolutely.
does, but he makes sense. He makes
Yes.
sense. He does have a lot of
Mhm.
followers, and people are afraid of
Yes.
that. But the thing is, Jerry Jans, what's up, buddy? Magna 47 says anal sex is dangerous. Okay, so there you
Maybe
go. What a way to start off. What a way to start off the
was that
lunch there.
Boyd?
Here's Everdean. He'll be coming on very
Oh,
shortly.
no. Oh my God.
Great lunchtime talk there. There you go. Anyway, but the reason why, I mean, there's a big format here, this social media, this
Mhm.
TikTok. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
are on. I'm just surprised no American company has decided to buy it yet. Makes me wonder
Yeah, that's
why. Should there be a red
yeah.
flag? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, let's get to another quick sponsor, folks. We got our good friend, of course, Mary Grievous, looking, buying, or selling your home. Don't just call it when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact her when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. That's Mary Grievous at Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate, available to buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. Give her a call at 630-688-1725. Buy and sell your home. Help Mary can do it for you. Buy local, shop local with Mary Grievous. Tell them Tony O sent you. All right. Let's see. Interesting. Are you a bike rider? Do you ride bikes?
No, not anymore. I mean, when I was younger, I lived on my bicycle every day, all day.
Yeah.
Now I'm just, I guess, lazy. I don't know. It makes me too many hills,
Yeah, I don't
too
like.
many
I mean,
hills around my house.
I used to be on bicycles all the time. Yeah, I tried it a couple of like last year. I almost killed myself, even though I remembered how to do it. But it's interesting. There's three different cities, countries, whatever, that got used the bicycles more than
Mhm.
automobiles. Is it America, Netherlands, or China? And the Netherlands, 30% of people in the Netherlands used a bike, compared to 1% of people in the United States use a bike.
Wow.
1%.
Wow. Well, that 1%'s always in front of me blocking a fucking lane. I will tell you that right now. So that
Absolutely.
surprises me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right about that. Tell me if this is true, Carol. Women have sex with men because they want to. Men have sex with men whatever they can get.
Wait, men have sex with women, right? Not men. Men with men.
whenever a woman can have sex because they want to have sex
Oh,
with somebody.
yes.
A man can just have sex whenever he can, no matter
I
who
get
it's
it.
with.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some men out there. I think they're just saying it's more slim pickings for the men. So whenever they can get it, they take it. And women, you're right. I think some of them are a little more picky, and they have a lot more
We're
options because
50.
men are usually more willing and able or ready, but
Yeah.
willing,
Yep. Yep. Especially at 3 o'clock in the morning when the light comes on at the bar, and all of a sudden,
Oh,
oh, what the hell,
yeah.
But, Carol, how you doing? Everdeen will be joining us very shortly from St. Louis, everybody. Jerry Jams, how you doing? Kathy Ippolito, hello, my dear friend. Actor Claude Van
Oh,
Damme.
Jean-Claude Van
Man,
Damme. One of my first crushes from Bloodsport. Yeah.
okay. Well, then here you go. If you might have heard this, TMZ. He exploited sexual affairs now with the sex
Oh,
trafficking with women now and younger. Here's another star going down. Now, here's a guy we haven't heard from in a while, but he's big still with the martial arts and all
yeah.
that, Claude Van Damme. So now he's getting himself in trouble again with this sex trafficking with younger women. I just still don't understand it. I've never been. I mean, it's just crazy. These. I could see 10 years younger, but when you get to these, like, it's just
Yeah, but
crazy,
when you're
right?
talking about trafficking, to me, that's different than just being a pervert, horn dog, old man trying to get
Absolutely.
with a young girl.
Yeah.
I get that. Somebody
Yeah.
that's 19, 20, and you're 65, I think whatever it is, what it is. But the trafficking is the scary part. Like, he's trafficking them for himself? Like, is he the one actually having sex with these trafficked women?
Probably, and he's got a people that he does
Oh
it
my
to his
God.
celebrity friends or whatever it is. It's just crazy what's going on in this world. Vince Ramundi, how you doing? Emo from Florida. It's Twisted Tuesday, Carol Brandolino. Yeah, it is. It is pretty scary about just stuff like this. And like I said, we try to talk about positive things sometimes, but everything that just keeps popping in,
Mhm.
it's crazy. We got busy week this week. Thursday, returning to Are We Live in Burridge this Thursday. Me and Jerry Jams. That's a 7 o'clock. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Double T, and Saturday, the main event band will be at the Shea Paul Hotel. It's a big wedding we're doing with the whole band. So it'll be Tony, Danny, Jerry, Dante, a new keyboard player, and Daniela from the Jersey Girls. All of us will be there. And then Sunday we'll be back by Ron Onesti's Club Arcata Speakeasy for Sinatra Sunday. Busy week that we have here. Eggs. Now I haven't eaten eggs in a while. I like the egg wipes. I like them. But January 21st, they were $6.55 a carton. And now as of March 17th, they're $3.45.
Really?
Man, it was big. Yeah, finally going down a little bit. Andy, Large Marge, how you doing? Danielle says 10-year limit. Okay, 10-year limit. I could see 10 years younger or 10 years older. That's not that bad. I agree with you 100%. Makes sense like that. It's just nuts. Now they're saying this is Utah. Utah, for the first time, is banning fluoride from drinking water. Have you heard about all this now? They're trying to take that out and stop drinking water from plastic bottles now. Now even water's bad for you,
It's the
Carol.
plastic.
I mean, what is wrong
Well, of course
with
it
this
is
world?
because I mean, when they say when it's stored in the plastic for too long, and then if it's in the heat, that's cancer causing from the plastic. And I mean, nothing is safe anymore. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but start selling it the proper way.
Well, you know what? Don't keep it in the sun. Don't keep it in the sun. Put that water in something cold or keep it so room temperature so it's not getting too hot. But I can see when people keep it in the backseat of their car or the trunks, whatever it is. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers looks like he might retire. NFL Aaron Rodgers looks like nobody wants to pick him up. He might retire. He says he's retiring. But who knows? It's still too far away. I'm sure right when somebody gets hurt during spring training, they're going to need a quarterback. So Aaron Rodgers might not be gone, even though he wants to leave.
But isn't he considered
interesting
too
stuff
here, old? Isn't he considered old for that job? Is age matters, right?
Yeah, I think he is. But
pro sports.
I agree. I think he still is a little bit, but also I believe that he still has some experience that can help some people out. So I'm thinking that maybe they'll bring somebody in. Who knows? All right, let's see. We got a couple more. We got a couple more minutes before we do the weather and bring up our
Okay.
good friend Everett Dean from St. Louis. Study reveals men should abstain from drinking alcohol for at least 3 months before trying to conceive. Damage from sperm from alcohol.
Oh, really? I've never heard that.
It could lead to fetal growth issues.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I never heard it though.
Makes
Mhm.
sense. Well, that would have to be the woman too, right? Don't drink.
I mean, well, you're definitely not supposed to drink, but I don't know about with the woman. I think it's different. She's carrying the baby, but months before, I don't know that still is anything's in your system. I mean, the baby grows in the uterus, so I don't know. I know you can't drink or smoke, or you shouldn't while you're pregnant, obviously. But
Yeah, obviously. I'm wondering how many do take a puff. It's very hard. If you're a smoker, if you're a real
yeah,
smoker and you're pregnant or whatever it is, I mean, to give it up completely, and maybe that'd be one way to quit smoking
yeah,
in general if you could
sure.
do it. I know a lot of people that have called. Have you ever smoked? Yeah, you told me the
Once,
story. You smoked
yeah,
cigarettes.
just
You
like
never
one
liked
time.
it.
I tried it a
Yeah,
couple times, but wasn't. Thank God, wasn't my thing because I don't want to be bound to something like
yeah,
that. I really
right.
don't. You know what? Gina was
Yeah, it could definitely expensive.
Oh, now forget
Definitely
about it. When I
expensive.
went, I would tell my friends,
Cigarette.
"Do you need anything? I'm coming over to your house." And they'll say, "Just grab a pack of cigarettes." And normally I would be like, "Yeah, no, don't even worry about it. Here you go." I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
$17? Are you fucking kidding?" I looked at the guy at the store and I go, "What's that for? Did you ring it up the wrong way?" What? Because I don't buy them. I had no
Yeah, yeah,
idea. He goes, "Yeah, it's
yeah,
plus Jacks,
yeah,
$17." I almost fell over.
yeah.
I said, "Give me money.
So,
I'm not paying for
yeah.
the cigarettes." It's
Right,
crazy.
I know. Even with my cigars, I mean, I get a good
Yeah,
deal now, and from the people I
right,
went through. But it gets kind of
right.
expensive. Jody, I hope you're feeling well. Look, you're doing. Joe Rossi, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Ocean's Pit. Finally, okay. Your eggs went down to $3.99. It's coming now. We have a special guest coming on in just a couple minutes, and that's my good friend Everett Dean from St. Louis. He's going to be in town performing at the Speakeasy.
I wish Mary, you know
Real
what,
fast,
real
one
quick.
more
I
story.
wish Mary Grievous was on right now. I don't know if there's anybody on that's Greek right now. And I can't even see because I don't have my stupid glasses today. So I can it's all blurry. But so
I think Andy might
okay,
be.
so Gina, my friend Gina,
Uh,
so
huh?
my daughter goes, well, Gina asked me what we do for Easter because Greek Easter and American Easter is the same this year. And I said, oh,
The same
yes.
year. That's what I found out
Right,
on
so it's
Friday.
April
Yes.
20th, so it's 4/20, and, she goes and she asked me about a Easter basket. I go, "What do you mean?" So Gina goes, "You never got your daughter Easter baskets?" Like, my daughter acts like she has never had so many different things in this world, right? Now, forget about the nights I was up till 2 a.m. waiting them to fall asleep, hiding Easter eggs with money and candy outside of the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Yeah, I said, I never got Easter baskets. I said, maybe it's a Greek thing. I don't think the Greek Easter bunny drops off baskets because we never had the fucking thing. So Gina was like, "Oh, you're gonna blame it
You
on the
guys even have an Easter bunny?
the
I mean,
Greeks have
do
an
you
Easter."
guys even have an
Yeah,
Easter
and
bunny?
it looks like me, okay? Half dead asleep in the middle of the night, hiding shit. So here's the thing. Gina goes, "Well, I gotta put Eliana now on my list of Easter baskets." I said, "Good, go ahead, make it." Because I feel like a bad mom now, because I really never did Easter baskets.
Well, if you never, it's just a custom. Like I don't remember. I think I remember getting Easter bunny when
Yeah,
I was a kid. But I tell you something. When I first hooked up with Laura, the first couple years, every Easter they would take
yeah,
eggs and we'd put money in it. And we hide them
yeah,
in the house,
right.
and the kids. They're 17, 20, 21-year old, and there's a right.
Ex
I got a 5, I got
Yes,
a 1,
yeah,
whatever.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I don't think we've done it in the
Right,
last couple of
right.
years, but I think people do it. Yeah,
Of
I think
course, but
there you go.
whatever it is, what it is. I said, Gina, while you're at it, make me an Easter basket too, because I was actually deprived of that. We make red eggs and we break them. We crack the red eggs. That's what the Greeks
Yeah.
do. We break the red eggs.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that next
Okay.
week. This Thursday, I want to know some of the. There's Gina. I do money eggs for my kids. Oh, there you go, Gina. Well, great. There you go, Natalie. How you doing? So,
Mhm.
Thursday when you're
Okay.
on with us, we need to know the difference. Some of the Greek stuff you guys do for Easter compared to what we do here
Okay. All right.
non-Greek stuff. I like to put something out just to see what's
Okay.
up with that. All right, Ocean Spit, little show about big things. It's time for the weather, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're bringing up my good friend, of course, Everett Dean. Guys, this is brought to you by the JRC Minute, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. The weather for Tuesday, April 8th, 36 degrees. Feels like it's 30 out there. It is sunny, but it is chilly. It's 36% humidity out there, folks, with 6-mile-an-hour winds. This is your Ace Hardware Minute, brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right, my guest, folks. We usually don't have guests on Tuesday, but Everett was the only thing that he had available, so we squeezing him in here. He's got a show coming up. Everett Dean has been playing Chicago for many, many years, and we've done shows together in Chicago and in St. Louis together. He does a great Elvis and Johnny Cash and all the great rockabilly great heroes. He's going to be 2 shows. He's coming up this summer here in Chicago. First, he's going to be at the Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy on Friday and Saturday. That's 2 nights. That's May 2nd and 3rd. With his band, The Lonely Hearts. And then he's going to be back at the Arcada Theater on June 22nd with the Rockabilly Special Show. And he's going to be sharing the stage with Rick Lindy, John Lyons, and Rosie and the Rivets, which are kind of that rockabilly kind of stuff theme. So he's going to be in town May and June. And he's also got a project now called Elvis Meets the Beatles. He is live from St. Louis. He's my good friend, Mr. Everett Dean. Let's get him on here, folks. Hold on. Everett, where are you? There he comes. Everett, he was there. Hold on. Let's get him back here. We're trying to, hold on. Let's push him in. Everett, let's see. Squeeze him in. There he is. Oh, he's gone again. Okay. Let's try it again for the 3rd time. Here we go.
Okay.
Hold on.
He's there. We can see him right now. If you leave it there, we can see him. It's just delayed on your end.
He's okay. I think we got him. There he is. Everett, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we could, brother.
Fabulous.
Thank you for taking time in your busy day. Meet Carol Brandolino, my co-host for Twisted Tuesday. Carol, that is Everett Dean. All right.
Nice
Everett, live from St. Louis. What's going on in St. Louis over there, buddy?
It's crazy, man. Everything's just crazy. Rocking and rolling, doing shows, working behind the scenes.
Okay. You're doing a lot of that. You've always been trying to. What I talked about you, we talked last week about, because I know you're going to try to get the Rat Pack up and do something in St. Louis this summer. But I always said something about you, the way you reinvent yourself all the time, and you're always coming up with different stuff. And we've done shows together, and I know you're going to be coming in with the Lonesome Hearts, the rockabilly stuff. It's still popular. People still love it. Did you hear the news about Brian Setzer can't play guitar anymore?
He has autoimmune disease, I believe. I played with I played with his drummer Slim Jim Phantom twice. It was fabulous.
Yeah, he was great. Of course, we're talking about the Straight Cats, which is the rockabilly band in the 80s that took the world by storm, MTV by storm. Why, Everett, why do you think the rockabilly is still so big?
It never lost its vitality. You know, it's got a romance about it, but it has a rock and roll edge. It's the early birth of rock and roll, and it's got 3 genres of music, which would be rhythm and blues or blues, country, and of course you had sometimes that spiritual gospel feel that, you know, Elvis got his influence from, and Jerry Lee Lewis. In fact, that $1 Million Quartet original album that came out a few years back, you hear some of that influence between the 4 guys. And I think that it's just that influence just captured everything.
Yeah. And then when you say rockabilly, there's a lot of people don't affiliate Elvis with rockabilly, though, do they?
So what's going on with that whole situation? When people hear rockabilly nowadays, because psychobilly about 10 years ago came on the scene, they think that it's automatically like a punk rock and roll with an upright bass mixed with rockabilly. But Elvis, when he came to Sun Records, I mean, he was the first, one of the first rockabilly artists. In fact, in my opinion, he invented it. You know, he came in 1954 and recorded That's Right Mama, which was a blues song by Arthur Big Boy Crudup. And, and he influenced it with country, put it together a country. And then the opposite with Blue Moon of Kentucky, which is a country song, and put it with rhythm and blues. And that's how he got his style. And then coming on the scene was Carl Perkins and Johnny Burnett, Jerry Lee Lewis. Roy Orbison was a rockabilly artist before he became famous. Conway Twitty was known as Harold Jenkins. So,
yeah. See, so that stuff, and it's still big, and it still doesn't go away. When you see a Johnny Cash show, when you see an Elvis show, or a Carl Perkins, or anything like that, you guys do, it's edgy still. It still gives you that rock and roll beat, which you keep, especially with all the moves and everything you do. Is it hard though after a while? Like I know it is with me a little while when we're certain genre of music that we're in, it kind of limits us what we can play. And but the good thing about rockabilly, you can do a song that maybe nobody knows or nobody heard of, and they'd still dance to it because it's still got that rockabilly beat. So how is it hard for you to come up with new songs?
Well, I mean, I write my own music, of course.
Yes.
And then I do cover songs. But like, I don't, kind of like Elvis, when I first met you years and years ago, I was strictly rockabilly. I did a lot of rare stuff and originals, and I kind of broke away from that. And now I'm evolving. I'm just doing rock and roll music, more or less, but I still call myself a rockabilly artist. But that's what made Elvis last so long, is because he evolved with the times, where Jerry Lee Lewis or Carl Perkins, those guys, they didn't evolve. They kind of just stayed rockabilly. Elvis became pop. He had that Dean Martin influence, which, I mean, you do Dean Martin, you know that.
Yeah, sure.
Which I got my own opinion on something with that whole thing with when that Welcome Home special with Frank Sinatra. I believe that the Colonel kept Dean from being on that show because of Dean's charisma.
Well, I think so too, and the reason why Frank bought the Elvis, because his career was tanking; it wasn't doing that well. So they were thinking, let's bring on Elvis, and of course, everybody watched it. When they did, he did "Love Me Tender," and the other guy did Elvis. So they switched the songs, which was very, very cool. Carol, I don't know, are you a rockabilly fan, Carol?
I mean, I'm sure I am. I don't necessarily know 100% what rockabilly is. I do love Elvis. I do love Johnny Cash. I'm a music lover. So and I loved watching somebody play an instrument as well. So I like all kinds of music. I just don't know exactly what that genre entails completely, rockabilly.
Okay, let's get Everett to help Carol out and some of the people that might not know. Give me, the top 3 best rockabilly songs that everybody would know.
Like from back in the day, or even the 80s. Do you know "Rock This Town" that they used to play at the Bulls games? I'm originally from Chicago.
Yeah, "Rock This Town" by the Stray Cats.
That's the Stray Cats. That's
I know the Stray Cats.
Okay. Act.
Okay, but that's about a new one. Let's go back to Elvis, Johnny Cash.
Like "Blue Suede Shoes" by Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, "Folsom Prison."
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I like it. I like all that, all those songs.
Okay, that makes sense. And like you said, you're going to be coming to town at the Speakeasy on the May 2nd and May 3rd, and then the Rockabilly Show, which is going to be kind of cool because you've got the best of the best coming in for that particular show. You, Rick Lindy, of course, Rick Lindy, a good friend of mine. Johnny Lyons, I don't know Johnny that well, and I don't know Rosie and the Revitts, but I know they're out there. They play that type of music. So that's a great idea. That should be very exciting for the people to watch that. But what really caught my eye, Everett, is the Elvis meets the Beatles all in one night. Now, just the guys that back you with Elvis, do they switch and then turn into the Beatles? Is that how that works?
That's the rumor. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah.
We have the same guys. Mike Nathan, who's from Chicago, plays Paul McCartney. Colin Keitlinger plays George. Jackson Hallquist, the newest member, the amazing drummer, the best Ringo drummer I've ever seen. He's out of St. Louis. And then I play John Lennon, and we have my piano player does all the synthesizer stuff like special effects, Ashley Underwood, which you met. And so what we do is I come out as either 50s Elvis or 70s Elvis or both. And then we do an intermission, and then we go change. And so sometimes We'll cover all three eras of the Beatles. So we'll cover the Ed Sullivan 64 type era, concert era. And then we'll come out and do Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour,
Yeah.
Psychedelic. And then we'll come back and do like more of the rooftop, which is like Abbey Road, Let It Be, and White Album.
So do you change the costumes too with all three?
Yes.
Or do you,
Yes.
so you do. So yeah, all right.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of those are tribute. Yeah, it is
And a lot of
work. I
makeup
see a lot of
changes
tribute.
and all that stuff. So
Well, Everett, why John Lennon? Why didn't you pick Paul?
vocally, I can nail Paul, I think, and I'm not trying to sound conceited, but the problem is I don't play bass. And I have all the instrument, like I provide all the equipment, all the production. But to sing and play bass, let alone play bass, would be super tough. I can't even play it. When I say I can't play it, I can on the couch I can play it, but to be that good, I can't do it. It's just too tough.
Now, you've been doing a lot of producing your own shows. You've been playing all over. I think I might have asked you this, but just ask you again. Is there a difference between the crowds in St. Louis when you play or the crowds in Chicago? Is there a difference in your opinion?
That's a dangerous question.
Yeah. Well, maybe hopefully nobody from St. Louis.
I don't know. I shared this on my Facebook.
I
shared this on all my Facebook pages.
All right, that's true.
I'll answer it.
So,
I'll be upfront.
Yeah,
I think that Chicago, in some ways, and this is not offensive to hopefully anybody in St. Louis, but in a lot of ways are more vocal as an audience, like more enthusiastic with screaming, clapping, shouting, and that's not taking away anything from people in St. Louis. I think just people in St. Louis are a little more reserved, or alcohol's not involved, one of the two.
or is it Everett that maybe they've seen you enough times, so now it's just Everett from St. Louis? You know, like you know that when we were in Kentucky and Louisiana last year, wow, because it's something new. But when you hear from Chicago, oh, it's that Tony Ocean again. We can see him Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's no big deal. So, there you go. Wait a minute. Now, Rod Mathis says his father-in-law is watching. Okay, so there you go.
Hi, Rod. So, what was I going to tell you? You asked me.
St. Louis, they're not as enthusiastic. You said.
Oh, we were doing a show. This is a few years back in Junction City, Kansas. This is funny. And it was Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash show. I produced that, and I played Elvis. And we get done with the show, and we're doing a meet and greet. I'm not joking. I am not lying. These people are totally serious. They go, we thought it was going to be impersonators. We didn't know it was the real people. I'm sitting here thinking, what? Do you realize how young we are, first of all, and that all those guys are
or how alive we are?
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Lee Lewis was alive at the time, but still, I mean.
Oh, good.
Everett, we did a gig in Indianapolis. This was years ago, and the reporter got in the limousine. Now, obviously, she was a lot younger. She was a lot younger girl, and she came on Mr. Martin. She goes, Mr. Martin, ma'am. She had no clue because they put the Rat Pack, they didn't put tribute, they put the pictures of the real guys up there. But this lady was a younger journalist. She had no clue. She must have been maybe from the the high school paper or something. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. You've been doing Elvis for a long time. Everett, does anybody from the Elvis family know that you're doing this? I know they get probably tons of videos sent to them. Does anybody?
His cousin Patsy and Donna I've worked with. I played Elvis Week a few times, and I don't even know what year it was, 2014 maybe. It was a great experience. But yeah, I mean, I'm working on actually a project, and I don't want to go in full detail and let it out of the bag, but Priscilla is involved with it. I got asked to be in it, so it's not my project, but it's a really cool thing. It's about a gentleman who's related to both Elvis and George Harrison. He found out through DNA. So he's coming out to St. Louis area, filming our show on May 31st, and then doing interviews with us.
That should be very interesting. Carol, are you an Elvis fan?
Oh, I love Elvis. I absolutely love Elvis. We would always go see different impersonators, and my aunt, her life was Elvis. So she had Down syndrome, but we grew up with her, and that was when we say Elvis was on. I mean, she had every movie. She watched them like every other day. So I grew up with her. So I always watched every single movie with her, every
Yeah.
single, whenever we were there. So I mean, obviously he was very handsome, and
Oh yeah.
you see him as a young man up there performing. I mean, he's just charismatic, and who doesn't love Elvis? I don't even know.
Yes, and I'm an Elvis fan, not crazy like a lot of people are, but I think, and I think Everett can even agree with me on this. Some of it, and I believe because of Tom Parker, who took 50% of everything the guy done. I think after a while, I think whatever he said, Elvis went along with, whether he didn't want to do it or not. I'm sure some of those movies, those B movies he made, weren't the best. I think that one thing in Elvis, and I think Everett will agree with me on that. I know there was a rumor going on, and I found out it was true, and maybe you can put a little impact into it in your influence to the story. The Star is Born was supposed to be made with Barbara Streisand, and she wanted Elvis, but Colonel Tom Parker could not leave the country. I guess he couldn't travel to Europe or whatever it was. That's why Elvis never played in Europe. But I guess that's why it went to Chris Christopherson. But that would have broke the Elvis mode. I think it would have. You heard this story?
Yeah,
Everett?
it's kind of true, but not completely from what I heard.
Okay.
What happened was the Colonel always wanted Elvis top billing. And other people have heard that worked with Elvis that Barbara Streisand was really hard to work with. So those are the two reasons. In fact, that coincides with another story that The Girl Can't Help It with Jane Mansfield, where it had like the Platters, Gene Vincent, Fats Domino, all those guys. He got offered the part in there, but they turned it down because he was just a special guest appearance, and they wanted Elvis to have top billing. In fact, there's a film.
All right.
A lot of people don't know this, called with Bill Randall. He was a disc jockey who introduced Elvis to the world on television on the Dorsey Brothers stage show. He had a film called The Pied Piper of Cleveland. It was his story, and the four lads were in it. Pat Boone and Elvis was in it. Once Elvis signed that contract, that film disappeared. It was never released. Once he signed it with Colonel, never released. Nobody knows what happened to it.
See, and it's interesting. I know you know a lot more of the story. Did you see the movie that came out with Tom Hanks playing the Colonel? What did you think?
It was good. It was okay.
Think?
I mean, some of that story was false.
Well, that's what I heard too. Carol, did you see the Elvis movie?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I know I didn't like stay awake, or I mean, it was one of those things you're up and down, and didn't see every part of it. But yeah, I did see it. Most of it.
Everett, what do you think would have happened? Would Elvis made it without the Colonel?
Probably not.
Not at all.
I have a question about the Colonel.
It was about the connection. You know, he got him all the connection, just like the Beatles would have made it without George Martin and Brian Epstein.
Brian Epstein, yeah. Carol, what was your question?
What I was going to say, you're talking about the Colonel. I don't know the relationship he had with, I'm guessing it was his manager, right?
No, we're talking about that guy that makes chicken.
So,
yeah,
no, I got it.
I like the extra spicy, extra crispy.
But I mean, it just seems like the way he's talked about is literally like he controlled every single, and I get sure managers do that, but it almost seemed like it was an unhealthy relationship with him, where it's like he controlled every single thing. Is that how they all are with these big musicians? It just seemed like he controlled every single little ounce of.
He didn't control the music in the early days. It had
no, not the music, but what he did, where he did it, how much, what he was allowed to do and go. Did Elvis have like a say?
Totally. In his private life, he did, but like not when he was like Vegas deals and things like that. And you're right, he couldn't leave the country, but it had nothing to do with that movie. But he couldn't leave the country because he was illegal, and supposedly he killed somebody, the Colonel, but that's rumor. That's
Yeah.
so
Well,
he was wanted in another country, and if he would have left and they wouldn't have came back because he didn't have, I don't know, whatever the legalities back then to come to back to your
the visa, whatever, right? Yeah.
Mm,
To answer your question on that, I don't know what. I know that Tom Parker got 50% of whatever
Mhm.
Elvis did. Colonel
Right,
Tom Parker. I also know that when Brian Epstein died with the Beatles, they were kind of
right.
lost. They didn't know what to do when he died. So they're taking care of a lot of your stuff. Your
yeah.
everyday, what you're doing and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
it is interesting. I met Priscilla Presley a couple of times, and we talked a little briefly. Very nice lady. I realize there's a lot of Elvis fans that do not like Priscilla because of the lawsuit or everything like that. And I just recently we did the Josie Awards in Nashville, and we stopped at Graceland, and it hasn't changed a lot, but. Do you believe, Everett, that is there any Elvis stuff that's not been released that we don't know about yet?
I just had a conversation about that. I mean, there is vaults and warehouses of tons of stuff. I think that there might be stuff that they know about that they just didn't release because they waited out for money reasons, you know. But then part of me
Yeah.
says, okay, if that's the case, why do they keep releasing these same songs with remixes and
Over.
like techno versions and rap versions? So I don't know. Um,
Mm.
Really, I think we potentially could have heard of something right now. If it was anything, it's probably live concert performances from like the 50s,
Yeah. Yeah. Some stuff that we don't get
right?
to see
Or
too often.
video.
You watching Ocean's Pit? Oh, video footage. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carol Brandolino and Everett Dean from St. Louis, of course, folks. Let's do real fast.
Oh, I have to say
We got a
something,
couple
Tony,
of.
too. I forgot to say
Yeah.
hi to somebody.
Go ahead.
Hi, Franny.
There you go, Franny. You gotta love Franny. And Lori Stevens, you gotta love them too, man. They
Sorry.
come out all the time and support all the entertainment. Imperialux, it's time to become your own bank. That's right, Imperialux. Imagine putting your money to work for you, becoming your own bank and making your dream retirement reality with guaranteed lifetime income. Wendy Thompson and Craig Coggin will help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Call them at 630-890-1213 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation. Start building the retirement you deserve with Imperialux. Tell them Tony Ocean sent you. And let's go to Jack Vana Landscaping. It's that time of season, folks. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, and weed control. It's time. Sign up with the best, servicing the North Shore for 45 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. That's Jack Vana Landscaping. That's right. It is Twisted Tuesday. Ocean's Pit, Carol Brandolino, and of course we got my good buddy Everett Dean from St. Louis, which will be in town May 2nd and 3rd. May 2nd and 3rd at the Speakeasy in beautiful St. Charles. That's upstairs. That's going to be a 8:30 hit on Friday and Saturday, both night. Oshows.com for show tickets. And then, of course, Rockabilly show coming on the 22nd of June at the Arcada Theater with Rick Lindy, John Lyons, and Rosie and the Rivets. That's also Oshows.com. So Beatles, do you like the Beatles better than Elvis?
I would say nowadays, yes, because I have done
Yes.
Elvis my whole life, and you kind of get burned out doing the same thing all the time. So I enjoy doing it more live on stage. It took a lot of work in the beginning because I only was a lead singer and I had to learn how to harmonize. But I mean, the guys are amazing and worked with me on it, the bandmates, and it's awesome. I love it, and they're just killing it, rocking. I mean, we're selling out shows.
Well, which is fantastic. I noticed that all the Beatle bands that are out there, they're all
I
very
agree.
good. I mean, you have to, before you present that product, you have to be pretty good. I want to say hello to my good buddy Greg from Taverna on Division is watching. Greg, how you doing, buddy? I hope you and Jennifer are well. Don't forget to go visit Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. Great place. That patio is going to be opening soon. I can't wait. Anyway, yeah. So every Beatle band that I see out there, they're all very good. And they have to be to put on the And Beatle fans are like Elvis fans. You have to have the right guitar
Uh-huh.
and the right the right scarf, this, that, or you'll get destroyed.
Right.
Right? You'll get
That's
destroyed
true.
if it's not the right shit. Yeah.
It's cost let me tell you, to
but-
put this show together cost me a lot of money.
Yes, I'm sure. Now, did you have to get all the costumes yourself and all the instruments, or did the band get their own
instruments,
shit?
basically, I own everything. The George guy also has his own stuff. All the amps
Okay.
are exactly the real amps, except for the bass amp, which is a rare bass amp. So my guitar player actually we just got it. He finished it, made a replica of that bass amp, which is a T100 Vox. But everything's like replica, exact costumes. I purchased my costumes. Mostly everybody purchased their own costumes for the show.
Well, we can't wait till it comes to Chicago soon.
I want
Everett,
to talk
hope
to
it goes. Elvis
Ron
needs to
about
be there.
bringing it there.
Yeah, you
but-
should, because I think it would be really, really
I
cool. You
need
have a lot
to
of
bring
fun
your
with
Rat
that.
Pack show to St. Louis still. I know we've been talking about it.
Yeah,
We
we
gotta
got.
figure that
I gave
out.
you some dates, so we'd love to be back. We love St. Louis, guys. All right, now listen, it has come to the end of the hour, and of course, I want to thank my good friend, Mr. Everett Dean
you.
from St. Louis, folks. He's in town May 2nd, May 3rd at the Ronald Nestle Club Arcata Speakeasy with the Lonesome Hearts, and it's going to be a great show. Oshows.com. That show 8:30 both nights, and then of course the Rockabilly Show at the Arcata Theater June 22nd with Rick Lindy, John Lyons, and Rosie and the Rivets. Everett, let's keep in touch, my brother. Give my best to your
I love you
family,
too.
and keep rocking and rolling,
Thank you,
buddy.
buddy. Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you, my good friend. You got it, buddy. Everything. Make sure you check them out from St. Louis. Chi-Town. Carol Brandolino, you're in. Tomorrow, Joe Contafio from Jade 50s will be on our show. Then Carol will be back with us on Thursday. Don't forget, Are We Live on Thursday? Chicago Prime Friday. Saturday's a special private event. And Sunday, Ron Onesti Club Arcata Theater. A couple other shows coming up on the 13th. Oh, I already said that. 17th, Bellanote in Lisle with Dave Calderone. Then we'll be at the Speakeasy on April 19th. And then we're excited about Norton's in Highland Park on the 26th and Rat Pack at Piazza on the 27th in Aurora, Naperville area. And in Lake Geneva, we got the big one. If you can't make it on a Wednesday night, on the 21st of May at the Getaway, which is the French Country Inn, Sunday, the 25th of May, we'll be at the Thirsty Parrot in Lake Como. That's gonna be that's Memorial Day weekend. It's the Sunday, so everybody's off on that Monday. And of course, November 9th, Tony Ocean and Friends at the Arcata Theater. I'm excited about that one. We do that show every year. Guys, it's coming to the end. How about some quick birthdays to my good friend Jill, wherever you are from Lake Geneva. Jill, happy birthday. Pat DeSambo from the Lyric Theater. Happy birthday, Pat. Let's see. Oh, Agatha Redcon from ABBA. I used to love that band. She's 75 years old. She's the blonde one in the show. Peter Case from the Plimsolls. Love it. Al Pacino, 85. John Ranke from Jay and the Americans. Mary Lou Henner from Taxi is 73. Dairy Queen, the Dairy Queen Blizzard, Carol, is 85 years old. 85 years old. Dairy Queen. Jane Asher, the sister of Peter Asher, and she was Paul McCartney's ex-girlfriend back in the day, 79 years old. Joe Pesci is 82. My God, Bo Derek, Nick Nolte, and the list goes on and on. Anyway, guys, Norm Van Leer from the Chicago Bulls, Stormin' Norman. We got to go, folks, and I hope to see you guys back tomorrow with Joe Contafio from J50s, and Carol will be back on Thursday. And we're going to be making an announcement tomorrow, folks, the 5-year Oceans Pit anniversary. Now, at 1:30, I'm meeting the guys from the Village Pub in Schaumburg, where they're going to put out a little buffet. We're going to do probably a 2-hour live special at night, starting at 6 o'clock. It's probably going to be on a Tuesday night. And I'm going to have, of course, Carol there. Laura will be there, folks, some of our sponsors, some of our old guests to celebrate Oceans Pit 5-year anniversary. I'm really excited about that. Guys, all right, Airtight Windows. If you're looking for some windows and you want it done right, call my buddy Louie at Airtight Windows, 708-788-5000. And, of course, let's not forget our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy a local, shop local, folks. Don't forget to download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. And don't forget to grill your Ace off. We got to go, folks. We are running overtime. But thank you, Carol, for being with us again. And we will look forward to seeing you Toys Day again back here, and then maybe you guys will celebrate with us at Are We Live Thursday night. It's going to be. I got some surprises.
Oh, good.
coming, so it's good.
I got surprises too. I'm bringing some people that were requesting to see you again.
Some peeps. All right, so they'll be cool, guys. Buy local, shop local, be kind to one another, support local establishments, support live entertainment, and again, thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you, Everett Dean. Ringo Starr says peace and love. We need it more than ever. Right, guys? Have an incredible day, everybody. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Carol. Take care. Bye-bye.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from town.
Thank you, everybody. You have an incredible day. Be kind to everybody because life is short. John Lennon said peace. Ringo says peace. Peace and love.